afternoon, all. Good afternoon. Happy, is it Friday? Friday. Have you all survived the week? Are you all looking forward to your weekends? Unless you work at the weekends, and then that sucks. But people have to. Hey, listen, Tottenham Hotspur, as always, doing Tottenham Hotspur type things. Today, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Bentancur, who is out until November, they reckon, at the earliest. November. That's a big old injury. What effect will that have on Tottenham? What effect will it have on his career? We'll talk about that. Eric Dyer is where we're going to start. Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer loves me and I love Eric Dyer is the song. Something to that effect. Guys and girls in the chat, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Talk to me about Eric Dyer. The reports are that Spurs are opening up negotiations over a new contract for Eric Dyer. Now, where do we begin with this? Where do we even begin? Can somebody please, a better person than me, a more patient person than me, somebody who's not been burnt maybe as much as me, can somebody please tell me why on earth is Eric Dyer going to get a new contract? I'm stumped. I'm absolutely stumped. I've had people in the last 24 hours say, he's a squad player. He's a good squad player. The homegrown quota for the Premier League, not for Europe, but for the Premier League. I just don't know where to begin, people. And yet, reload, it can only be that, can't it? Because signing a centre-back costs money and Dyer doesn't. When you just think to yourself, surely things are going to change. And they never do. And they never, ever do. And this is absolutely why, when people tell me that Conte's here, Conte's going to win things, Conte's going to tell the board what's what, Conte will be backed. If you're Conte, what are you thinking? Surely he can't really rate Eric Dyer. I know what he said. I know what he said in the press. Big up, Ben. I know what he said in the press about Eric Dyer could be world-class and all this, but for me, that was more a statement of trying to build confidence rather than believing your own narrative. What do we make of this? Tell me, somebody who's better than me. Good afternoon, everyone, by the way. Good afternoon, Ben. Good afternoon, Captain Cockerell. Michael is in the house saying that Dr. Tottenham will turn up on Sunday. We'll talk about that a bit later as well. Levy gives himself a 500k pay rise. Yeah, I'm sure he does. Kudos has said, I don't like Eric Dyer, and Eric Dyer doesn't care about me. That sounds better. Dyer is, yeah, I can't disagree with any of that. Ben has said, Eric Dyer is the reason I have no hair left, not the years of high dosage anti-inflammatory medication. You promise. Eric Dyer, I wouldn't mind, but he's not even an average defender, is he? He's a very bad defender who isn't good in the air. He isn't good at following the flight of a ball. He gets turned inside out. He doesn't throw his body on the line. The mistakes are in there. Overwhelmingly, the mistakes are in there. I just don't know what we do from here. Big up Bradley over there on Twitch. Anyone on Twitch, big up to yourselves. Please smash the like button. Please subscribe. We are hunting down 3,500 and we are only 160 odd away. So please, let's get there. Big up if this is Marlon who has said only because we can get money from him if needed. I just can't see who buys him. I honestly can't see who looks at Eric Dyer and thinks, yeah, we'll take him for, I don't know, 20 million, 15 million. What would Levy want for him? 30 million, 40 million? I just don't know. I think he's a terrible defender. I love Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer loves me, Paul. I know, but it's embarrassing at this stage, isn't it? Reload XX has said, what's worse is the situation is not even the fact that Dyer will be offered a deal. It's is that we know he will be 100. He will be with 100% certainty. And for that reason, the club is finished. Look, where do we go from here, guys? I mean, I think everyone believed that, when Conte turned up, that, Conte plays a certain style, and that centres around having good centre halves. And again, we've not addressed it. Yeah, we bought in Romero, who's good. But by the way, I don't go in raptures like some people do about Romero. I think he's a good player, no more, no less. But we got Dyer. We got Christian Romero, and then other than that, in the Conte era, in the Paratici era, who was a window before that, only Clement Longley on loan. And Clement Longley's a poor player as well, isn't he? So it just makes me laugh. We don't seem to be wanting to address this situation. There's reports that Undercar turned us down. Undercar turning us down. That's where we are in the pecking order, right? Holding out for a better club. Some fans still believe we're going to get a Bastoni at 70, 80 million. I just don't know where we go from here. Our scouting seems to be absolutely non-existent. True Blue in the house has said Dyer should be let go. He isn't even good enough for the bench. I agree with you. I agree. But he starts every game. He starts every game and keeps getting offered new contracts. Where do we go from there? What do we do? John Ellishaw said, I'm surprised Dyer ain't getting a new 10-year contract because saves money on a real footballer. And yeah, I think that kind of hits the nail on the head as to why we're doing it. Big up Darius in the house said, big up Savva, please, no Dyer. Yeah, I think, can anyone put an argument for Dyer? What does this tell you? Do we believe that Conte has said, yeah, I agree to giving him a new contract? Is this Levy? Is this Paratici? Is this Conte? Where does this come from? Who makes that decision as a club that this guy is going to be offered a brand new contract? Ken 11 has said 15 years to the day, no trophy, plus Levy gives himself a pay rise and Dyer getting a new contract. It's all very Spursy, isn't it? It's all very, very Spursy. Always is. Nothing's going to change. 15 years to the day, is it really? Today, Ken? Yeah, not good. Good afternoon, Steve. Hope you're well, my man. Anything you want to ask, any questions, any subjects, get it in the chat. That's what these shows are for. Rob has said apparently Dyer scored the first goal under the Poch regime. Hasn't done anything decent since. Yeah, he did. I seem to remember, I want to say 1-0 against West Ham. Would that be right? Can anyone confirm that? Was that? I've just got this feeling. It was 1-0 against West Ham. Maybe away. Say it away. Let me know. He ain't even homegrown. I think he is for the Premier League, right, but not for Europe. Somebody with better insight will tell me. The better insight than me. Apart from that, he's a baller. Yeah, he is absolutely a baller. True Blue says, Savva, we should get Vardy out and pay the release. Our starting centre back, 6 years, easy, plus Pedro Romero. Mate, listen, I agree and disagree. Look, I see a lot of this when we say we should get Bastoni, we should get Vardy out. I don't think those players come to us. Why would Vardy out join Tottenham? I don't see why. Do you truly believe, True Blue, that if this man is available in the market, that he's not got better options than Tottenham Hotspur? This is one of the most sought-after centre-backs in the world. And his performances at the World Cup elevated him from there to there as well. This is a guy, for me, going to Real Madrid, going to Barcelona, going to Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, PSG. This is not a guy, for me, that's joining a Tottenham Hotspur. And we need to be realistic about that. I said the same thing about Skriniar. People saying, just get Skriniar. Why would he come to us? PSG wanted him. The White Rooster said, sums us and Enoch up. Rewarding mediocrity when he is at his best. A walking mistake. Is this a player that can win a Premier League with no ambition again? Unfortunately, yeah, ambition and Tottenham Hotspur don't really go hand in hand. I think we've missed a lot of opportunities as well. For me, I think we're a club that needs to buy players before they make it big. i.e. a Maddison. I think like when Leicester got him, I think that was our opportunity for those types of players. I feel now that though, I mean, just using him as an example, I think when he goes, I think bigger clubs come in again for him. Bigger clubs that will pay him more money, that will offer him more. Southampton and Wolves, are we talking about to buy Dyer? I mean, if I was Southampton, would I want him over Bella Kotchap? Salisu? I'm not sure I would. Wolves, would you want him over Collins and Kilman? I'm just not sure. Marlon, is that you, mate? I think it is. I said terrible defender, but I know a lot of people don't agree with me. But is a decent DM if needed. I think the problem with that, Marlon, for me, listen, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, but we haven't seen that for years now, have we? I think he should have stayed in that position in his career. I don't think he should have ever been put to a centre half. Very, very strange player, Eric Dyer. People keep smashing the likes. We've got nearly 125 people in the chat. Smash the like button. We've only got 21 likes, so that means over 100 of you have not liked that yet. And please smash the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,500. Thank you to the 2 people that did just subscribe. And just quickly, a shameless plug. I say a shameless. I think it's a good thing. Next Friday, from 12 p.m. midday through to 12 p.m. midday on Saturday, we're doing a 24-hour live charity stream, talking all things football, films, anything we want to talk about for 24 hours. Myself and many other YouTubers, many guests coming on from across the football community, not just the Spurs community. And the money raised will all go to the Turkey-Syria earthquake appeal. So please join us for that. The link is in my bio. I'll put the link in here if anyone does want to donate. I think it's a worthy cause. And, you know, it's definitely something that we can all get on board with and help people. Levy wanted 25 million for Doherty. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's shocking. Reloader said, going for better centre-backs, but in the realm of possibility. This is it for me. That's what I was trying to say. I think we've got to be honest about who we are. And I think lots of people think that players will join just for Conte. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I just don't. I think there's more to it. G Element 1000, love that. Big up to yourself as well. Please keep smashing the like button. Somebody just unsubscribed. That's not very nice, is it? True Blue. John Ellishaw said Sam Smith would do better in defence than him in that balloon outfit. Yeah, that was not going to get into it, but a very strange choice of clothing. True Blue said was trying to be glass half full. Yeah, listen, I get it. I just feel that we've got to be really, really realistic with this. Reloader said, mate, you fill the glass. You're there in a little chat. Nigel Watson, big up to yourself, said, what's up, Sav? I hope you're well. Surely Dyer is only going to be a squad player next season. Right. Laugh out loud. Listen, I don't even want him in the squad. But yeah, I mean, what are they selling that to him though? Hey, sign a contract, you're going to be a squad player. Or is it being sold that, look, you know, we're going places, you're our main man at the back? I don't know, man. I don't know. United Spurs of America. Sorry, Jacob in the house. Jacob, I will see you tonight. I will be on Jacob's show, 11:15 in UK time. So anybody who's about, please jump in and watch the show for United Spurs of America. Kudos has said a bigger club than us would be protesting just for the fact Dyer is being given a new contract. Yeah, bigger clubs than us don't give players like Dyer a new contract, do they? I think that's the interesting part of all this. Faz has said Dyer is a special talent, a bad one though. It's Faz, it's unbelievable, mate, isn't it? It's unbelievable that, I mean, how long's he been here? A decade? Can anyone know? Is it just under a decade now? I know he's played 350 times for the club, but yeah, is it a decade? I'm not sure. Redemption has said, can Spurs fans celebrate if they beat Chelsea? Can Spurs fans celebrate if they beat Chelsea? I don't understand. Why would Spurs fans not celebrate if we beat Chelsea? I don't understand that. Interesting one. Okay. We move on. THSC Brown said, can't stand Conte. He is not elite. He wins leagues when there is no competition. Juventus, Chelsea and Inter. look, interesting conversation. We'll get on to it. I'm going to save this comment and come back to this. I was actually having this conversation with Henry yesterday at work and a couple of other lads talking about football. And we were talking about elite managers and what does that term mean. So we'll come to that as an interesting discussion point a bit later on. So thanks for bringing that up. We will come to that. Troubadour said, Savva, all of this dross is from Levy. No one is that dumb to do this kind of business. I really hope not. I mean, I really hope that Antonio Conte will be saying, look, I don't want this guy. I just don't understand. I really don't understand who would make this choice. I can't understand that Conte would agree to this. I mean, unless he's going on his way out, and then it's all a bit weird. Levy out has said Dyer wouldn't start for Bournemouth. The club always takes the cheap route. You can't tell me that Levy watches Dyer every week and thinks he's good unless he's that deluded. I agree. I agree. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know what to say. The White Rooster said, in our defence, we get a pet dog. The RSPCA would have taken it away a long time ago. Total neglect and incompetence. It is the club. We've always been like this. And this is why when people, I get a lot of stick for this, but when I say there's no point Conte being here, it's exactly that. It's exactly that. I say again, over and over and over again, forget if I like him, forget if you like him, forget the style. There's just no point about being here. He's not going to be backed, is he? So, yeah, West Ham away, I thought it was. Yeah, West Ham. I remember, yeah, last minute goal. Yeah, that's right. Rob says, spot Savva, it's West Ham. Yeah. He also scored in the Korean pre-season. What a stud. Yeah, he's a true hero. He's a true hero. Q7, big up, has just become a YouTube member. If you would like to become a YouTube member, please go onto my channel and become a member. And thank you for whoever just subscribed. If we can get any more subscribers, that would be wonderful as we chase down £3,500. And let's always try and have some fun as well. It doesn't always need to be so serious, does it? All these YouTube shows. West Ham way, West Ham way, West Ham way. Da, 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 da. Southampton first game this season he scored also, I think. Yeah, didn't he score a header? I've got this feeling he scored a glancing header. And then didn't he score again against Leicester this season? Just no idea. Steve D, big up with the super chat. Said small donation for the Spurs PTSD charity. Listen, thank you. And all super chats that I get for the next couple of weeks will go straight into the Turkey-Syria earthquake appeal. So thank you. So for anyone that does want to put in a super chat right now, that is where that money will go. And what I've said is all the money that is raised between now and next Saturday on the 24-hour charity stream, I will match personally with my own money. So I'm hoping that we can get to somewhere near like $5,000 between us all. So hopefully join me for that. Even if we shelled out 200 million for Vardy, he wouldn't come here. I agree. I just can't see why people think players like that want to join Tottenham Hotspur. I just don't think it's plausible. I'd take Anderson at Crystal Palace. Yeah, I think he's a decent player. I think he would do a good job. I don't think he's the best centre-back in the world, but I think he would do a good job. Ishak, Savva, have you heard Levy? Yeah, everyone's been talking about this today. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Mr. Pads has said, Savva, what lineup would you play with Chelsea? I'll come back to this. We're going to talk about the Chelsea game. We're going to talk about the Chelsea game, and we're going to talk about Conte and the world elite. It was an interesting conversation we had yesterday on it. Better than Dyer by miles. Go get him. Yeah, absolutely. Ben has said we should get Indikar and De Vrij and look to find a number one centre-back. Yeah, Ben, I listen, again, depending who you listen to, right? That's football's all rumours and that. But apparently, we did go for Indikar and he turned us down because he is waiting for bigger offers in the summer. And there are lots of reports that he's signed a pre-contract agreement or is going to with Barcelona. For all intents and purposes, who are you joining, Tottenham Hotspur or Barcelona? I think we know the answer. It doesn't matter if they're going through a difficult couple of years. Barcelona are a much bigger club. Okay, sorry, it's homegrown in Europe, not the Prem, right? That way around. Where's all the talk of the naming rights gone? All smoke and mirrors. We'll come back to that a bit later as well. I'd go for Laporte. I'd love to go for Laporte. Another one. I truly believe players like Laporte Come on, in bed. Sorry, the dog wants to get up, so let's put him in his little bed. I truly believe that Laporte would have much bigger and better offers than Tottenham Hotspur. Call me negative, but I just truly believe he would. But absolutely, I'd love a Laporte. Can you imagine? Stephanie I is in the chat and said, if you win the FA Cup, Conte becomes one of our most successful managers and opinions on him will change very quickly. Bless me. Apologies. Interesting one. Yes, if he wins the FA Cup, he becomes our most successful manager for 32 years, for sure. No doubt about that, just through winning the FA Cup. Opinions on him. It depends. What opinions? My opinion will always be that I don't like his style of play. FA Cup or no FA Cup, right? I think people acknowledge that he's a winner. It's whether or not he can win at Tottenham Hotspur, and that's always been the case with most managers, right? So, interesting one. Let me know in the chat, what do people think about this? Will people's opinions on him change? Depends what that opinion is, Stephanie. In my humble opinion. See what I did there? Kudos has said, what are we fans actually doing here? Our own football club doesn't even want to be a football club. So why are we even here? It won't change. Food for thought. I've said this for a long time, that football is a part of what Tottenham Hotspur PLC is now. Football is a part of it. It's a strand. It doesn't feel like it's the main objective. We are an entertainment venue for me. We are we've got there's a university in there or a business school there. There's concerts, there's this, there's that. It feels like the football is very secondary, thirdly, fourthly, whichever way you want to look at it. Let's have a look. Reloader said, I see conflicting reports on Dyer. I think he's homegrown for neither. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Does anyone actually know? I'm not too sure. Benner said Dyer was good as DM next to the monstrous Moussa Dembele. Moussa Dembele, what a player. I miss it. Why don't we buy players like that anymore? Where's the scouting gone? Why can't we scout players as good as Moussa Dembele? Yeah, either way it needs to be been. I agree with you. Homegrown for this or that. I just want him gone. Steve D, I don't remember what this was for. Esther Ranson. Esther Ranson used to watch her every Saturday night on TV. Brilliant cause. Yeah, listen, we're just doing our bit. We're doing our bit. And look, I'm not a famous person. I'm just a football fan with a YouTube channel, and I can host a show. That's all it is. And if we can raise some money from it, then let's do that. Eh? There is more to life. I can't believe I'm going to say there is more to life than football and the arguments and the drama. Let's see if we can raise some money from it. We speculate on so many players, but we all know we are getting none of them. Seen this too many times. Leave out. Listen, I've been in that very notion for years now, mate. For years and years and years. Paul has said, a glutton for punishment. I think I was with you for 16 hours of your last one and donated. First of all, thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, the 24 hours is tough, but it's good because people come and go. We chat a load of nonsense, loads of football stuff, football quizzes, giveaways. If there's any games on, we'll watch the games. We'll talk about the games. I've got some Arsenal fans coming on to tell us about their season. I've got Man United fans coming on. I'm going to try and get rants and bants and stuff. So look, it should be good. I'd take a Bonucci. I'm so desperate for a centre back. Ben, I'd take Maldini, and I think he's about 50. I honestly believe it can't be worse than what we've got now, mate. Hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed your Italian trip as well, my man. I hope that was good. No way, Eric Dyer part of the problem with our team. Honestly, Lloris, Dyer, Davis are finished seriously. Agreed. There's still going to be a next year, I reckon, some of them. Can have to be realistic and pick from lower Premier League clubs like Bella Kotchap and Kilman, maybe Anderson also. This is, to be fair, take away from the fact that we don't like Levy for 1 minute. This is what I think we need to do. I think we need to be very clever. If an opportunity presents itself for a top player, great. But knowing that we won't pay for a top player, knowing that it might be difficult to get a top player like a Vardial, like a Bastoni, this is where we should be looking. I like Bella Kotchap. I think he's raw, he's young, but he's definitely someone I would keep my eye on. Silva, Sporting Lisbon. There's another one. Kilman looks decent. There's players out there, right? It's just all about scouting. it's all about scouting. Thank you, whoever just subscribed. We are now 13 away from 3,350. So please keep smashing that subscribe button. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we can get to the 3,500 mark. And on the 13th of April, it is Savva Talks Football's 1 year birthday. So we're desperately trying to get to the 3,500 mark there. John M has said, we need to be realistic at the same time, Sav. We ain't anywhere near as big a club as we think, and we don't pay the big wages. The top players want United, Chelsea, and so on. I agree. This is the thing. And fans don't want to hear, some fans don't want to hear this, mate. Some fans don't want to hear that top players don't want to come to us. And I see this all the time. Just go and get Vardy out. Vardy out, I can assure you, let me set the scene. Tottenham Hotspur put out a bid, and it goes public that we have set out a bid of 80 million for Vardy out. Right? Are you telling me Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man City, Liverpool, all of those clubs don't go, hang on, Vardy out. That's our centre-back for the next decade. Yeah, we'll go in 80, 90. It's just obvious, isn't it, right? The multi-channel has said Dyer, Davis, Sessegnon, Sanchez, worst four defenders at any top six club. The fact that they're at our club, I mean, who signed Sessegnon? Who signed Sanchez? Did Poch sign all four of these? Poch, we're blaming Pochettino. Just kidding. For anyone before they get angry, for anyone who loves Pochettino. True Blue has said Davis is a good squad player, just a steady Eddie. For me, Davis is a squad player. Davis can play left back, left centre half. He should be playing when a better player isn't available. For me, that's it. Dyer, I don't ever want to see him playing. Faz saying he's been here 10 years. The board will probably cast Dyer as a new signing. See, happy 15-year trophy drought. Thank you very much, Mark Guahy. Thank you very much for that. We're proud of that. 15 years without... Yeah, all right, mate. We get it. Bradley Jacobs over there on Twitch has said, I wonder if Conte has any say if Dyer's contract is renewed or not. If it was his call to extend it, then blame has to be put his way. Again, it's one of those decisions we'll never know, right? But if he does sign a new contract and then Conte still signs a contract with us, then you've got to ask questions as to why. Why would he do that? Surely he'd be happy with it if he signs a new contract, right? I just don't understand. But Dyer has been here so long. I was still in high school when he joined. Wow, that's just showing off that you're a lot younger than me. Thanks, Ben. Cheers for that, mate. Leave you out, as always. Hate is a wasted emotion. I strenuously dislike Conte. Love that. Strenuously dislike. I like that. If ever I have to tell someone I hate them, I'm not going to say I hate you. I'm going to say I strenuously dislike. Steve D, good evening to Ben. The Athletic said today Richarlison was a Levy signing. I mean, do you doubt it? Didn't make sense to me, the signing at the time. For me, if we were going to get a backup striker, for me, it made more sense to go and get a younger striker that's happy sitting on the bench, or someone who can play across the front three. But, as always, we didn't. Keep smashing those like buttons, people. Keep smashing those like buttons. I'll get to all your comments, I promise. Loads of comments, loads of comments. I'll try and get to them all. Stu Berto has said, the guy sucks joy out of football. Not only 1 minute he's fully Tottenham, next he's going back to Juve. Yeah, I think for me, I said it the other day, I think more than anything, the Conte situation frustrates me because through no fault of his own, I suppose, but maybe fault of his own, it's turned into a bit of a circus where we're lucky to have him. We should be grateful. Some fans don't like him. Some fans don't like his play. It's all Spursy, isn't it? Spursy. Q7 said, "What's good, Savva? If we knew we were signing two quality centre backs, I probably wouldn't care. But him getting offered this now makes me think that the club hold him highly, which is worrying. Very worrying, my man. Very, very worrying. I agree with you. I can't agree with you more." Ben has said, good evening, Steve. They're just having their own little chat. Vishal said, Spurs giving contracts to Dyer, while United, Arsenal are giving contracts to Saka and Rashford. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliantly put. The multi-channel said the easiest thing in football is to give out a contract to a bad player, then go spend big and buy a top player. I just don't want this guy at the club. Kudos said we are a low and mid-table club dressed up as a big one. I tell you what, I think that will be true when Kane goes. I think Harry Kane carries this club. Always has, always will. I'm worried for the day when he's not here, because there will come a time, as Sean always says, big up Sean, the Spurs Talk Show. Sean always says to me, there will come a time when Harry Kane has played his last game for Tottenham Hotspur. And that is when we worry, because I just don't know what we do at that point. Mark, big up, my man, over there in Somerset. I said, evening, Savva. Come on, you Spurs. Surely this is our time to beat them. We're going to get on to Chelsea in a minute, by the way. John Ellishaw said, be careful, lads. Going to the game. Chelsea are meant to be coming from Northumberland Park. Phil Pierce, happy Friday at Savva, you filthy animal. Phil, big up to yourself. Nursing a tiny bit of a hangover today, Phil. Had a few too many beers last night with Henry Wright. We went to an event together. And then we went to a pub in Liverpool Street to watch the Man United game. So that was interesting. Big up Phil P again. Steve Dier said, can't stand his press conferences. His lack of in-game changes, his stubbornness, not to mention the horrible football. I agree with all of that. I do. Big up to Minerals FC. I love it. Oh, you haven't used the word minerals once in this sentence. Big up, Savva, mate. You lot will get bossed on the left-hand side because Reece will bully Cess or Perisic. Let's have it right. Let's talk about Chelsea in a minute. Let me just quickly go through. Mark Guay, saying he's better than Dyer. Yes, you are. Big up, Savva, the real one. TJ, big up to yourself. Hope you're well, my man. And lots of people saying evening to Phil. The fact that Levy can just give himself a pay rise willy-nilly is honestly astonishing. I tell you what, I wish I could give myself a 500k pay rise. That would be lovely. Savva talks football. Hope all is well. It is this end. Hope you are well, my man. I said, thoughts on Levy giving himself a 500k pay rise. Does it surprise anyone? Is anyone shocked anymore? The White Rooster said, I still don't know how he got in the England squad over Tamori, Guehi or Dunk. Or Tarkowski. Yeah, I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand. And that's why I don't like Southgate, because he makes some god-awful decisions as well. Thank you, God. I must have sneezed. This was ages ago. I am miles behind. I'm going to quickly catch up. Let me just check if I'm not missing anything. Steve D, big up. Thank you very much. This 1999 will go straight into the Earthquake Relief Fund. Thank you so much. What happens is I wait for what I do is I calculate all the money. YouTube will pay me out, and then I will put it all over into the relief fund. For anyone that's just joined us, next Friday 12 p.m. we're doing a 24-hour charity event, and all the money goes to the Syria Turkey earthquake appeal. Please, if you can, please dip into your pockets. I am going to put the link in the chat. So if anyone wants to donate straight to the Just Giving page, there it is in the chat. Thank you so much, Steve. Really appreciate that. Phil P in the chat as well. Listen, Phil P, I know you'll be with me for some of that. This money will go in there as well. So thank you. Even today we've made $28 so far. YouTube tells you what money you make in dollars. We made $28 that will be going to the Earthquake Relief Fund. We're looking to make $3,000 over the next 2 weeks. So if you can donate anything, please do. If you want to wait, if you can donate, if you can't, don't worry. If the next best thing is if you support me through some of that 24 hours next week. And if you want to wait to donate to next week, then please do that as well. It's up to you. Please like, please subscribe, please share spread the word. 13 away from 3,350. So if anyone would like to subscribe, please do. I'm going to try and catch up. I'm about 9 minutes behind on the chat. I'm just checking I've not missed anything massively significant. Let's have a look. There is loads of people in the chat. Okay, so I have now caught up. So here is the link. If you smash this link and then add and then donate. That would be much appreciated. Let's talk about Tottenham Chelsea. We'll come back to that in a minute. Just quickly, Minerals said, who was worse, Dyer or Kabul? For me, Eric Dyer. I thought Yunus Kabul was a player blighted by injuries. I thought at times he looked very good, but blighted by injuries. But yeah, I wouldn't want even, and we'd want better. Thank you to the 2 people who just subscribed. Thank you. It really does mean a lot that people seem to like some of my content. You don't have to like it all. Park Lane Ninja, come on. We know this is you, Phil P. Come on, my man. Come on. John Ellishaw has said, dunk at Spurs. Yes, please. Let's talk Chelsea. How are we all feeling about this? People, tell me in the chat. Is this our best chance to beat them? What did I see earlier? Somebody said that we haven't beaten them in 11 games. Is that right? I think 3 draws and 8 defeats from our last 11 against Chelsea. That's shocking, isn't it? 11 games. Surely this has got to be our best. This has got to be our best chance of beating Chelsea. Where is everyone's head at with this game? Is this the best chance to beat them? Is it embarrassing if we lose to them, the fact that they've not lost a game all year? Stu Berto just quickly coming in with Harry Kane or Dimitar Berbatov. I mean, very, very different footballers. I tell you what a wonderful partnership that would be. Because Dimitar Berbatov is one of the best players I've ever seen at Tottenham. People will laugh at me. His touch was out of this world. He played the game at his pace. He made it look like, he made it look like he could slow the game down at any time. There was no rushing. Everything is a rush, what Spurs do. This guy slowed it all down, composed, calm, wonderful footballer. Everyone, I take it, was a big fan of Berbatov. Kane, you'd have to take just purely because of his goals numbers, but Berbatov was a wonderful striker. Wonderful, wonderful footballer to watch. A user said, as long as Levy is in charge, nothing will change. Giving contracts to Deadwood, no ambition to step up. Just top 4 churners seems to appease the board. What else can I say? Yeah, pretty much. Absolutely spot on there. So what are people saying about Chelsea? Yeah, Kabul won a trophy with us. Go on. You big Eunice Kabul. Big fan of Eunice Kabul. They will turn. Okay, this is what people are saying about Chelsea. They will turn up against us. Everyone agree with that, or are we going to batter them? The club may even sit down with Sanchez and Sessignon on new deals. I truly believe they'll offer Cess one, and I won't understand why. But yeah, worrying. Love the last 24-hour stream. It's refreshing to see someone use their platform on YouTube to raise money. Listen, we do what we can do, right? It's not a big thing, but look, let's do it, right? We all love you. We all love streaming. You obviously clearly love going into YouTube chats. If anyone's got a couple of quid knocking about, even if people can donate £1, it really does help people that are having an awful time at the moment, losing loved ones, losing their homes, their cars, women, children, men, everyone's being affected by this all around the world. So it's the least we can do. Kudos is cautiously optimistic that we can beat Chelsea. Mineral saying you will stuff Chelsea. I don't think we'll stuff them. I'd like to see us stuff them. I don't know if we will. Oh, sorry, who's this? Someone's ringing me. Swedish Chelsea fan has said, if there is any game we will get going, it's this one. You lot robbed us at the bridge. I agree with you. We did. It was nice to see us rob you, even though we didn't deserve anything from that game. We were truly horrendous. THFC Brown said, Chelsea always turn up. I'm worried. Just quickly, let me edit this. Let's edit this. Customization. There we go. Streaming. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I just had to quickly do something. It's the worst thing about when you only stream by yourself, if you get distracted. Didn't Jose beat them on pens in the League Cup? Yeah, so I was talking about league. Apparently 11 league games that we've not beaten them. Terrible, really terrible. Oh, just really terrible. It's our best chance to beat them for sure, but we won't because Chelsea always seems to turn up. Yeah, I don't. The weird thing is, I don't think Chelsea have been playing terribly when I watch them. I really, really don't think they've been playing terribly, but they can't score goals. Let's hope Dr. Tottenham doesn't turn up and all of a sudden they get 3 or 4 goals, because they don't score goals. And I'm going to say this right now. I will be embarrassed if we lose to this Chelsea team. I think next year Chelsea will be very good. I think this year they've kind of written it off as a, let's see what we've got. Let's try and build a team. Let's try and bring everyone together and get to know each other. But hey, they don't score goals. You just know what's going to happen, don't you? Anyone else think we can keep a clean sheet against them? Anyone? Let me know your thoughts. I hate to say this, they will click against us. Yeah, they could well do. They've got top players. Enzo Fernandez, by the way, what has everyone made of him? I'm thoroughly impressed. When I watch Enzo Fernandez, I am thoroughly, thoroughly impressed. A wonderful midfield player. He's just got it. He's just got it. He's got that ability to control a game, that ability to put his foot on the ball, shuffle it away from him, knows where the next pass is. Good player. Shuba said 2-2 draw at the lane. Enzo and Mudryk kicking off their careers, but like always, Kane will save us by grabbing a brace. Could well be. Could well be. Kudos said Dimitar Berbatov played the game like it was against 5-year-olds. Just a class footballer. So much is talked about players being quality, and this was a world-class footballer. He had everything. He had absolutely everything. Then went to United and demonstrated it even more. Top goal scorer in the league and won the league with them. Top footballer, this guy. I loved him. That's my type of player. Technically exquisite. I love footballers like that. The White Roosters says still no evidence from last month's worth of games that we have turned a corner. Chelsea just need to put it together in front of goal. Well, yeah, I mean, the White Rooster, we're like that with our form, aren't we? We're like that. And the problem is every time we win a game, everyone goes, oh, we're on a run. And then we lose. And then we... So, look, we've got it all to do. Thank you for the 2 people that just subscribed. Please keep smashing that subscribe button. And please, I'm going to put the link in the chat again if anyone did want to donate to the cause, the Syria and Turkey earthquake appeal. And I've got the 24-hour stream next Friday from 12 p.m. Gang Groovy said, what's up, Savva? Been a while since I caught a live. Hello, my man. How you doing? Love your picture. Look at that hair. I wish I had hair like that. My hair's thinning as I'm getting older. Part Lane Ninja has said, was thinking, could you imagine re-signing Modric? Him and Kane in the same team would be wonderful. Oh, how good is Luka Modric? I mean, it's so easy to see why he's the only player outside of Messi and Ronaldo for that 14, 15-year period that won it, that won the Ballon d'Or. Just a class act. And the fact that he's still running games of football at the World Cup and in the Champions League at the age of 37, 38 is just phenomenal. Phil Baby said, Potter's pre-match speech, lads, it's Tottenham. What do we all think? I said this the other day. I truly believe this is the biggest game of Potter's career. I think if they lose, I just can't see how it's tenable for them to keep him. If they win, this is the sort of win that can galvanise them. They've then got some winnable games. That is football management. 90 minutes. Surely we won't be the club that play them to a win, to play them into form. Surely. Please tell me. Marcus said, I'm going for a 5-0. Let's smash them. That would be lovely. Dazra said, Ledley King could still run rings around Dyer even now. Yeah, absolutely. It's an awful player. Dyer, not King. Levy out said, we're getting battered by Chelsea. I can't be asked for positivity. This is Spurs, and we always do this. Dr. Tottenham. Yeah, at some point, I do need to see us change, right? I mean, what we do is, we can't get battered at Leicester, lose to Milan, then we beat West Ham, and all of a sudden we're back. For me, we've got to, you beat West Ham, cool. Now go beat Chelsea, then go beat Wolves. Get 3-4 wins on the spin. That, for me, is what I think top teams do. Consistency. And that is why this year, I think so many teams in the league are struggling to string a run of results together. 10-0 Spurs. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Harry Kane with all 10. That Spurs podcaster said, we all know what's going to happen in this game. Very cryptic, but yes, I think I know what you mean. 2-1 to Spurs. Parlay Ninja said, Big Eunice scored our last winner at the empty crates. Yeah, he did, yes. He did. I was there. Was it the free kick from Van der Vaart whipped in? And he glanced it on from quite a way out, if I'm right. Seem to remember. God, so many goals down the years. Can't remember all of them. Tequila 316. You doggy, how are you? Okay, all right. Sorry, that's not for me. Shazama said, we said that about West Ham. Did they turn up? No, I would say that Chelsea are a better football team than West Ham, though. So I'm more worried about playing Chelsea. I was not worried in any way, shape, or form about West Ham. They are an appalling football team. Is Dyer really getting a new contract? Apparently so. HJD has said, no matter what form Chelsea are in, they are in. They simply love to beat us. They take pride in it. Yeah, look, we want to stop that rot. We want to change that mindset, don't we? Not from the fans. I mean, from the club. We need to change that. This is a wonderful opportunity to do that. I think we'll win. We've got to win. I think it will be embarrassing. They've not won. Let's go on. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to have a look at Chelsea. Premier League. Let's look down. Where are they? There they are. Chelsea. So Chelsea have won one game in their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chelsea have won one of their last 9 games. They lost to Southampton, Dortmund, drew with West Ham, drew with Fulham, drew with Liverpool, lost to Fulham, lost to Man City, drew with Nottingham Forest. If we don't beat them, I'll be really, really disappointed and embarrassed, to be honest. What I don't want is I really don't want people to start making excuses after the game of, oh, this is on Levy. No. This is a team getting beaten by everyone. As much as I hate Levy and ENIC, I'm not going to blame them if we fail to beat a Chelsea team who are terrible right now. You haven't beaten Chelsea since 2018, 3-1, Ali, Kane and Sonny. Interesting. Kudos has said, even if we lose to Chelsea, I don't care. I'll probably laugh with them. Abdul has said, hey, Savva, where's the rest of the gang? Kuva Perchi. They'll be on Sunday night for the Spurs review. So join us for that at 7 p.m. on Sunday night. It'll be after the Chelsea game, obviously, earlier in the day. I did see that there's a chance that Kante is fit too. I think Kante, obviously he needs time to get match fit. I think Kante and Enzo Fernandez will be a really good, strong midfield partnership. I think you will have a lot of the ball. I just don't think you'll score. Or if you do, it'll be embarrassing on us. You just don't score goals. Let's have a look. Back to Chelsea. So they didn't score against Southampton or Dortmund. They got one against West Ham. Didn't score against Fulham. Didn't score against Chelsea, Liverpool. Didn't score and scored one against Palace. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've scored one goal in 2 games in the last 6. So they scored 2 goals in the last 6 games. Surely, not even Dr. Tottenham can make an appearance. Oh, Dr. Tottenham people, what are we saying? Is Dr. Tottenham still a thing? Are we all convinced that Dr. Tottenham's going to come out to play? Thank you to whoever just subscribed. For anyone else, there's 174 of you in the chat. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe. The link is in the chat as well for the Syria Turkey earthquake appeal. HAD said I'll take a 2-1 or it will be a draw. Mineral said kudos, you will send Chelsea to the woods. I don't know what that means, but okay. Enzo was non-existent against West Ham and Mudryk Meh. Enzo wasn't non-existent against West Ham. I watched that West Ham game, and in the first half, Chelsea were excellent, and Enzo Fernandez was pulling strings for fun. So that's not true. That's not true. Whether Chelsea have been good or not is a different matter to if a player's been good. Agreed. They lost to Southampton at home. We should smash them. Won't take less than 2-0. Listen, if we're serious about being a top club, these are the games you've got to win at home against teams that have won 1 in 9. You have to win. It will be embarrassing. As I said, I don't want any excuses on Levy and ENIC if we can't beat this Chelsea team. Mike Wilson, depends which Tottenham turns up, not whether Chelsea click. Yeah, interesting way of looking at it. Kevin Blythe, afternoon. Sav, hope all is well. Hope all is well with you as well, brother. Abdul said, hey, Sav. Oh, yeah, we've had that one. THFC Brown said, Gaza, Ginola, Modric, Bale, Berbatov, Kane, best players I've seen live. Yeah, Gaza was, as you know, different. Just different. I suppose that's why I get frustrated, THFC Brown. When I feel like we're in an era now where certainly younger fans just want to call everyone class and everyone's got a high ceiling and everyone's a baller and world class. Some of these players down here, now they were world class. Gaza, Ginola, Modric, Bale, Berbatov. Oh, I mean, Ginola was one of my all-time favourite footballers to watch ever. Just made football look good. And I always get in trouble because I say that I someone had a debate with me once why his son was better than Ginola, and I can't take those sort of opinions seriously. I really, really can't. And obviously we know about Modric and Bale, and Elvis K said we should win this game 3-0. Kane hat-trick incoming. Let's go and make a statement. I think we'll win. I think we'll win. And maybe it sounds like I'm setting myself up here either way, but if we don't win, I'll be absolutely pissed off. I'll be really angry if we don't win this game. It shows how great Modric is that Madrid let Casemiro go, even though he's quality and bossing it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're different gravy players like Casemiro and Modric, but Modric is a joy. John Ellishaw says, Savva, a player who ain't scored in so long, and guess what? They score against us. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's hope we don't get all Dr. Tottenham. Let's turn up and really go and win this game. It always ends in tears. Yeah. Dub Nation said Chelsea always turn up in this derby. Well, it's up to us to stop that. Q7, big up, has said my Chelsea PTSD won't allow me to feel confident. I understand they don't score, but our defence made Iheanacho look like Drogba. Unless Hogba man marks Felix, the space he will get worries me. This is a good talking point. This is a really good talking point. João Felix is a player. João Felix is a very talented football player. And I saw him the other day. He looked frustrated because it looked like he was trying to play the through balls and there was no one there. It looked like he was trying to create and there was no forward. Long may that continue. But for all that money, can anyone believe that Chelsea didn't go out and buy a forward? Potter's win rate is about 25%. Don't worry, when they beat us, it will be up to about 27 or 28. Not really. I don't think they'll win. Not really. Steve Dier said, cast your mind back. United are in a terrible state, playing awful football. Tell me Ten Hag wouldn't get a better tune out of Spurs. I agree. I agree. Let's just hope, as I keep saying to everyone, let's just hope we nip this kind of bottling tag in the bud, eh? Reload said, media letting him get away with it because he's English and Chelsea are small. And that Spurs podcast said Modric was brilliant in a Spurs shirt, but he took it to another level at Madrid. Yeah, he was just my type of midfielder, my type of player. People talk about Højbjerg and Bentancur. These are good players, but players like Modric are just that level, right? They're just levels above the rest. Modder's just brilliant. Full stop. Top player. Will you watch Dyer's memorial for being here for 10 years? Oh, God, it's so worrying. It's scary and true. There's the link. Please, people, smash that link if you do want to donate, or you can donate into the stream. Please smash the like button. Please subscribe. We're looking for 11 more subscribers to get to 3,350. We're growing quicker than I thought, so I'm really, really proud of that. So let's keep going. The doctor will see you now, says Tequila. Yusuf is a Liverpool fan, I believe. Big up, Yusuf. How are you doing after the other night? I think you're Liverpool. If I'm wrong, please tell me. But how are you doing after the other night? That was a bit of a humiliation, wasn't it, in your own back garden? Steve D said, I'm still a fan of Potter's situation at Chelsea. It's batshit crazy. I take him in a heartbeat. I agree. I feel this is a really difficult job for somebody without that experience. New owners, new technical director of football, new manager, 14 new players in 2 windows, lots of player deadwood that needs to go. I feel like this is a horrible situation to be in. If he does get the sack, he'll be back. I'm sure he'll have a good career. He's done really good things throughout his career to date, and he's worked his way up the ranks. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. But, I do feel that everyone, it kind of gets a bit knee-jerk. how we talk about people. I see players have one bad game and they're the world's worst. Players have one good game and they're back and they're world class and they're ceiling. Same thing people do with Sarr. It's like Sarr had a good game against 26 minutes against Palace, and then everyone was wetting themselves. And I think, we've just got to let people grow. Let people grow organically is what I would say. If we beat them, Potter will get potted. Do we think he's going to get sacked if they lose? Yusuf said, you have to win this. You're not going to get a better chance of beating them. Kilda said, Dr. Tottenham is the only doctor who makes you feel worse than before you went in. Brilliant. I meant Southampton. Okay, yeah, listen, I didn't see the whole game against Southampton, but the games I have seen him play, he's looked very good footballer. Mark has come in and said Huddle the best he's seen. Huddle was special. I caught the tail end of Huddle's career, and even at that age, he just looked head and shoulders above everybody else. He was sensational. Don't make them like that anymore. Don't make them like that. Best ever Spurs versus Chelsea game. Oh, Jesus. Didn't we beat them 5-1 in the League Cup? Like about, oh God, I must be going back years. Well, the final that we beat them 2-1. That was a pretty good Spurs v Chelsea game. Battle at the Bridge. We beat them 5-1 in a League Cup semi-final, I remember a few years back. Yeah, there's been a few. Skip or Sarr against Chelsea. I would go with Sarr, probably. I think he'll go with Skip, but I would go with Sarr. It's going to be an interesting midfield battle against their two. Vishal says, Savva, if Gazza was so good, then why he never gets mentioned among top players list by former players? He does. Vishal, he really, really does. I've never seen anyone not praise Gascoigne. I mean, can I just ask, and I'm not knocking you, Vishal, how old are you? Did you ever see him play? Anyone who's my age or similar in the chat, how good was Paul Gascoigne? Put in a few words about why. He was for me, he made you fall in love with football. He was just sensational. He'd be 200 million in this market. He was brilliant. Yusuf said Felix is their only shining light out of all the signings they've made. Yeah, I mean, you've got to give. They've got so many new signings. It's going to take them time. But that's why it's a great time to play them. Spurs podcast said Modric said you were great players, but luckily I grew up with Huddle, who was better than them all. Imagine what the kids would make of him. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Huddle was different class. Yusuf, Modric's not been effective thus far. No, I feel like like any team, whether it's Chelsea or not, they've got to get their best 11. They've got to get a system going. They've got to get settled, and they just haven't yet. But I'll judge with most players coming over here from a new league that are young. You've got to give them a year to settle. Yeah, not players coming from this league or older, more experienced players, but when you look at Mudryk and Enzo and Fofana, and they're all young men coming to a new country. Sorry, mouth dry. But Steve, mate, listen, people can donate whenever they want. They don't have to, of course. I know that, money's tight in the world. So, Bill said, anyone remember Mabizela's winning goal at Leicester back in the day? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Wow. I don't know where you plucked that one from. Yeah, absolutely. No more contract extensions for these bad players. I completely agree with you. Yusuf has said, yeah, I'm still recovering from an awful defensive display and can see this result psychologically affecting our league season. Yusuf, one of two things will happen. You'll either bounce back and be brilliant in the league from this, or you're going to collapse. Now is when you start to see what players are made of, right? I just say Trent Alexander-Arnold can't defend, can he? He was atrocious. Not a good defender. For me, he'd be better as a winger. But hey, that's just me. Nate, big up to yourself, my man. So big up, Savva. I followed United. And in the summer when we signed Eriksen and Casemiro, I heard Højbjerg and Ben 10 are better midfielders. The Spurs have a better midfield. You didn't hear that from me, but yeah, I know what you mean. Give me Eriksen and Casemiro over Bentancur and Højbjerg all day, every day. All day, every day. Much better footballers in my mind. Sorry, just for me. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was Yusuf. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. That was Spurs. But yes, it was. And then, 5-3, we beat Jose at White Lane on New Year's Day. That's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, sorry. Got my games mixed up there. Thank you. Big up, Elias. Hope you're well, my man. Gaza was... I don't understand this notion that why don't people talk highly of him. I think everyone talks highly of Paul Gascoigne. The man was a genius. The man was listen, for any younger fans, you've never seen Gaza in anyone as good as Gaza in a Spurs shirt. For all the players we've had, for all the Kanes, the Sons, the Moussa Dembélés, the Alderweirelds, the Vertonghen's, the Walkers, the Roses, the Berbatov, we've never seen a Gaza since Gaza. Never. That man was sensational. Mark Cousins said, I was at the lane 1-0 up and lost 6-1 to a Flow. Oh, God. Tora Andre Flow. There's a name. Wow. Kudos said, I'm only 21, but I know from videos he was different gravy. Oh, Kudos. He was beyond different gravy. This guy was sensational, honestly. Gaza, after his injury, broke him, and I still love him. Yeah. I mean, even after his injury, I mean, there's stories about, he tells a story, doesn't he, that he played in the, was it the Old Firm derby for Rangers? He played drunk, doesn't remember playing the game, scored a hat-trick, got man of the match. And then when he woke up the next day, he had no recollection of what had happened. I mean, what a guy. What a guy. Park Lane Ninja said Gaza was the very best, could run games and was electric. Yeah. THSC Brown said, you can't shit on Gaza. He went past players so easy, a class act, my type of player. But Ginola, my fave ever watching him live. I agree. Ginola was different. And this is why, sorry, I'm not picking on Son, but when people say to me, oh, Son over Ginola, I'm like, nah, I'm not having, no. Guess what? No. Every club Gaza played for, the fans adored him, tells you everything. Absolutely. Elias said, I was just doing a show on my channel with a Chelsea fan. Chelsea fans think they lack creativity in their game, not pace and skill. I would say that now that they've got the Al Felix back, I would say that they've got that creativity. It's got to be the goals, isn't it, that they're missing? That Spurs podcast said, Gaza, the closest thing to Huddle we've seen, was amazing and could win a game all on his own. Could have been a shame he never went United under Sir Alex's eye. Maybe they've got him under control. Possibly, yeah. Just a troubled genius. A bit like George Best, right? Troubled geniuses. Mudryk is struggling. Listen, yeah. I mean, look. Let's. This is what we do, right? This is what we do. If we look at Chelsea, right? Let's look at Mudryk. He could be playing for any club, but he's playing at Chelsea. I mean, Mudryk's made 4 appearances in the Premier League. Right, 3 of those were starts, and he's not finished 90 minutes once. I mean, how are we gonna? He's a young guy coming from a foreign country, and I just feel like you've got to let those players settle in. You've got to. Not everyone hits the ground running, right? Gaza was generational talent. If you want clarification, Ferguson to this day says his biggest regret. Let's talk about another central midfielder that we have got. Bentancur. So the news coming out of Spurs yesterday is that Bentancur is going to not play again until November at the earliest. Guys, that's 9 months away. 9 months away. I feel for him. The worst part about this is how many players come back from nearly a year out and ever recapture what they had. This is a huge blow for him, a huge blow for his career. What do you all make of it? Does that mean now in the summer we have to go out and buy another midfielder? If and when he comes back, what are we expecting to see? It's a real tough one on Bentancur. A good player. I don't go in raptures about him, by the way. I know some people go in absolute raptures, but a good player. But it's awful to see anybody have that sort of an injury. It really, really is. Marcus said, Gazzo, tell me in the chat, what do you make about this news about Bentancur? Where does Spurs go now? What do we do? Edmund's goal at Anfield, yeah, cracking goal. Tin Man in the house, big up. Savva, big up to yourself, Tin Man. As always, everybody, I've put the link in the chat for the Just Giving page for the Syria Turkey earthquake appeal. And for anyone that's just joined, we will be doing a 24-hour live streaming event next Friday from 12 p.m. through to Saturday at 12 p.m. I learnt my lesson from last time. Starting it in the evening was tough because you had the whole day and then you don't sleep and you go right the way through. So Levy Out says, fans these days call average okay players world class. It's sad when you hear people saying Højbjerg and Bentancur are world class. Way too many deluded fans. I agree. I think your last sentence sums it up there, Levy Out, where he says we're starved of it. Agreed. It's like, look, again, Højbjerg is a good player. Now, when I say good, I just mean good, right? He's a good player. Bentancur's a good player. Kulu's a very good player, but people go, oh, Ballon d'Ors and this and that, and everyone's world class, and Romero's world class, and this. I just feel we go well overboard in this era now about players. And I was having this chat with Rants and Bants on his show the other day, and we just said the standard of football has dropped so significantly over the last 2 decades. When I was growing up, the standard of player everywhere was so much better. The Mavericks have gone. It's more system-based now. But, hey, it is what it is. Michelle, there we are. I said, even as an Arsenal fan, I hate Chelsea more. Can you bear with me, everybody? Can you bear with me? Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm so sorry. That's what happens when the doorbell goes and you're live streaming. Apologies. Where were we? Even as an Arsenal fan, I hate Chelsea more because for me, Spurs are a more traditional club with bigger history. Chelsea, a glorified Fulham FC, born in 2004. Foreign Chelsea fans are so delusional. I would say all Chelsea fans are. I would say lots of Spurs fans are. I would say that many people are delusional about their own club. Interesting. Gaza was special, a troubled genius, but still the best in my lifetime. Better than Bale, skill-wise. Not many players stand up to Gaza, if I'm honest. Not many do, especially not in a Spurs shirt. Steve D said, the greatest goal I've ever seen against Scotland. Ball travelling in the air, over his shoulder, whilst he's running towards a great defender in Colin Hendry. The rest is history. Huddle was sublime. Gaza, mercurial. That goal that Paul Gascoigne scored for England in Euro 96 was stunning. He was absolutely brilliant. We don't produce players. It's like now when I get like my West Ham mates telling me that, Declan Rice is worth 150 million. Declan Rice is a good player. Again, another one, a very good midfielder. Gets forward, defends, decent on the ball, can pick a pass. But then when you compare these players to a Paul Gascoigne, there's just absolutely nowhere near it. Kudos has said a few players, players are too utilitarian nowadays. As good as Kane and Son are, there's no wild cards in our team anymore, or even football in general. I agree. Everything. I agree with you. The Mavericks have gone. The skillful player seems to go out, and is always the first player subbed, and it's a real shame. Young Plays Football said, our fans need to relax when judging other players. Son wasn't putting up trees in his first season. Absolutely. Henry didn't pull up trees in his first season. There are many people that don't pull trees up in their first year, but nowadays we give a player 5 games and go, yeah, not very good. Like when Jack Grealish went to Man City, I think people had to realise that you're taking a player out of a smaller pond, so to speak, where he's the big fish. You're putting him in with a lot of other superstars now, where their first thought isn't like Villa. It isn't just give the ball to Jack, and everyone goes, oh, he hasn't done a lot. And it's like, well, you've got to play a new way. You've got to get to know your teammates. You've got to train every day and know what your manager wants from you. And, you know, that's very difficult. But price tags have made people judge people a lot quicker. You know, Enzo at 120 million. It's not his fault. But what people will do is if he's not sublime every game, everyone will murder him. We do it with Richarlison, right? 60 million. We want to see better. And unfortunately, that's football now. That's where it's gone. So Vishal has said Mudryk had his heart set on Arsenal, therefore he's finding it difficult to settle. I mean, look, that's a guess. You have no idea of knowing that at all. That's just an opinion, right? We don't know that. Yeah, that injury. Yeah, the injury, I think, I don't think we're going to see the same player. That's a long injury. 9 months without playing. That is a very, very bad injury to come back from. That Spurs podcast says even when Bentancur is back, he will be able to get over that injury. That injury could be a career ender. I agree. As we just said there, I truly agree. HJ Dier said we're going to miss him. People may not rate him, but he's been good for us. Listen, I think everyone rates him. I don't think anyone doesn't rate Bentancur. I just think some people go just a little bit overboard about Bentancur. But for us, he's our best midfielder. Sure, he's our best midfielder. So I don't think anyone doesn't rate him. Steve Dier said we've still got our playmaker Højbjerg. Absolutely. John plays football. Has said we need a midfielder in the summer. Best case scenario, even if Ben 10 comes back, he will still be rusty and not match fit. That's a year at least without him. Yeah, that is going to be the problem, isn't it? It's even when he comes back, he's going to need time to. You're looking at nothing this year for me. Even if he comes back in November and plays in November and December, you're not seeing him anywhere near his best. Kudos said a replacement unfortunately has to be on the cards. Yeah, it is crushing news. Shocking thing for any player to have in their career. Kev G has said Bentancur is done as a top midfielder. He won't be the same player and won't trust his body. Look how Virgil van Dijk has dropped off as a player for Liverpool. It's noticeable. Don't care what anyone says. Yeah, lots of players do struggle. If you have a 9-month, 10-month injury, it's like anything in life. If we were struck down with something for 10 months and then went back to our job, you're not going to be the same. So for me, I do feel we'll have to go and get a midfielder in January now. We'll add that to the list. So you need a midfielder. I think we need 2 midfielders. We need a playmaker, another wing back. You need a couple of centre backs. You need a goalkeeper, depending on what happens with, obviously, Lucas going, and does Richarlison stay? Does Kane stay? Does Son stay? There's a lot going on this summer. Does Conte stay? Does Paratici stay? This is going to be really, really interesting. Savva, we have fans saying Mudryk started struggling after 4 games. We've had players struggling still after 7 years. Absolutely. But the funny thing is this, and let me know what you think in the chat, everybody. Just quickly, Peter Chappell, I've not seen you in the chat before. Big up, has just become a channel member. Thank you very much and welcome. If anyone else would like to be a channel member, please go over to my YouTube page, my bio page, and my homepage. Sorry, my homepage, and click that button. I've also put so thank you for that, Peter. I've also put the link in again for the Syria Turkey earthquake appeal. People have been donating already. We've already got over £250 in there, and by Saturday next week, when we've finished the 24 hours, we're looking to get it to at least 3K. So if you want to donate in there, if you want to donate in here, wherever you want to donate. So please do. And look, let's use the internet for something good, right? There's a lot of hate. Let's use it for something good. Let's have a look. THFC Brown said Grealish was a maverick, but Pepper's turned him into a system player. Yeah, unfortunately, look, I see moments of that maverick in Jack Grealish, but unfortunately, to play in certain teams, you're going to have to do that, right? Man City don't have a maverick. Man City have dominated football for the best part of 7-8 years because they have a system, they have a way of playing, and that doesn't involve a maverick. Tin Man, big up yourself, has said, what are my thoughts on Levy giving himself a £500,000 pay rise today? Yeah, I mean, wouldn't everyone love to be able to give themselves £500,000 pay rise? I say 500,000. Wouldn't everyone just love to be able to give themselves a £5,000 pay rise? Doesn't surprise me, Tim, man. Doesn't surprise me at all. This is Daniel Levy. We know what he's like. And this is why when people think that he's going to go anytime soon, he won't until he gets that magic number. I'm telling you, people, it's not what we want to hear, but it is unfortunately the truth. Please keep smashing the like button. Let's get to 100. We're 25 away from that. And thank you to whoever just subscribed. We are now only 8 away from 3,350 in less than a year. So please keep smashing that subscribe button. Blue Collar Sports TV is where are the league? Where are the Matt Letizier's? Oh, what a player. Blue Collar Sports, what a player Matt Letizier was. A joy to watch. Unbelievable technique. Should have played a lot more for England, just like Huddle should have. I love this. I love this picture and this name. Invisible Protege has said Rice is 40 to 50 million top end. I agree with you. I agree with you, but unfortunately, in football, these days and age, that's what happens. In these days and age, that's the money. Sorry, somebody started. Just quickly, Coy's 2000 said, was Gazza considered as one of the best in the world at one point? I wasn't alive to see him, but people say how good he was. He was definitely considered one of the best in the world. Before that, again, another one that had an injury, a bad injury. Before that injury against Nottingham Forest in 1991, he was one of the best players in the world. He was going to Lazio, who were massive at the time. And after the World Cup in 1990, he came back and everyone in the world knew who this guy was. We've got Margot Robbie's in the chat again. Hello, Margot Robbie, whoever created that account. Lovely jubbly. What a nice account that is. As I look out to see if the wife is paying any attention at all. No, she's not. She's shaking her head. Check your WhatsApp, by the way. John Ellershaw, was there 4 games and fans go, a player is shit? Have a word. He's not Dyer. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Crispy Zinger. I've not seen you in the chat before, but welcome. I said Bentancur definitely had the minerals. This word minerals, why does this keep coming in? Am I that old that a new language has been invented and I don't get it? Parklane Ninja said Ndombele was a wild card maverick and being binned off and branded as having a poor attitude. Reaction to being sub versus Morecambe killed him. I did listen. I know you're gonna. I bet you WhatsApp me after this now. But listen, you know my feelings on this. Ndombele for me wasn't a wild card and a maverick. Ndombele was just a very, very lazy footballer that didn't show anything. If I'm being brutally honest, I think Ndombele would be the best five-a-side player that ever lived. I truly believe that. Ian has said, good evening, everyone watching. Hope you're well. Big up, Ian, over there in Darlington. Hope you're well. How are Darlington getting on this year? Any chance of promotion for you boys? John has said we need a new team in the summer. Yeah, quite a lot. Minerals SC says, Savva, could Mohamed Kudus replace Bentancur? Interesting one. I've not seen loads of Mohamed Kudus. Saw him in the World Cup. I've seen him a couple of times in the Dutch league. Definitely got something about him, but I'd like to watch probably 3 or 4 more games of him to see. But look, he definitely looked like he had something about him in the World Cup. So possibly. Mark said, going back to Gaza, watch the games in our cup run in 91. He carried us on his own and he had a hernia. Yeah, he was phenomenal in that cup run. I remember in the 3rd round, didn't we beat Mark? Tell me if I'm wrong. Marlow? I want to say we beat Marlow Town 5-0 in the 3rd round. If I've got that right, I mean, that's just weird. 5-0 Marlow. Can anyone maybe a bit older than me or my age or anyone can Google it, who we beat in the 3rd round in 91? Levy out said we need to replace Højbjerg and Bentancur this summer because Bentancur is never going to be the same. Bissouma would cook, though, if our new manager plays free. I agree with that last sentence again. I'm agreeing with a lot you say, and I also agree with your name, Levy out. Yeah, I think Bissouma is one of the best midfielders in the league in a free. And that's why I'm slightly baffled that we signed him and then didn't go to a free. I truly believed we would. But, hey, that's a different subject. Levy out again. I said Richarlison was a useless signing. I don't know many fans who wanted him. Don't even think Conte wanted him. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. We've bought a bloke that thrives playing through the middle and won't get games through the middle. So it always did seem like a little bit of a mismatch, didn't it, mate? I didn't want him. I didn't want him. I do feel for him because I feel he's never going to get that run of games unless Kane gets a long-term injury. And touch wood, that doesn't happen. Because I think if Kane comes out of that team, we are bang average. Vishal said, no, Savva, even fans of other clubs, including Spurs, are responsible for making Chelsea look a way bigger club than they actually are by consistently rinsing their non-existent history. I think that we've got to take this into account. When you say a non-existent history, that's not true. Were they this all-conquering Champions League title winners? No. Did they have a history? Yes. Very much did they have a history. So we've got to be really careful here. And I know we want to knock clubs at every opportunity, but Chelsea were a big club. Not as big as they are now because of the money, of course, but Chelsea were a big club. And look, they've had, players like Kerry Dixon, Dixie Dean, players. Jimmy Greaves played for Chelsea. Come on, they're not a small club by any stretch. THFC Brown said the problems for Bentancur, he will never trust his knee. I done my knee. You never trust it fully. For me, he's done at Spurs. I mean, look, it's going to be tough. It is. I really hope we're all wrong. I really hope he comes back and plays well. But I agree with you, mate. It's a real tough injury to come back from, especially your knee. Your knee is so important. Dutty Krause, another new name. Welcome. If you haven't subscribed, Dutty Krause, please go into the subscriber panel and subscribe. Let's have a look. Let's turn that anyway. Save. Sorry, bear with me 1 second, people. I'm just trying to customize something here. Subscribers, 10 minutes. Hey, there we go. Okay, let's see what else. Steve Dier said, sorry, I didn't read this. Dutty Krause said, Maddison, Henderson, and 2 centre-backs in the summer would be nice. You talking about Dean Henderson? I'm guessing not Jordan. Let me know, unless you are talking about Jordan. I don't think you would be, though. Young Plays Football said, God, please no Henderson. His legs are gone. I think he means the goalkeeper, mate. I think. I can't imagine leaving Lewis are very nice blokes. I would say that anybody that is that rich and run companies of that size have to have a certain level of ruthlessness to them. We don't know that they're not nice blokes. I mean, let's leave the football. After football, I'm sure that, they're family men and stuff like that. So we don't know, right? West Ham will want 100 million, yeah, and they'll get it. They'll get it as well. Thank you to whoever just subscribed. Come on, 6 more subscribers and we get to 3,350. Please keep smashing that button. Kevin Spears, big up, said probably one of the best examples of giving a player time surely has to be Bale. Of course. And this is why I don't judge players too harshly after 5 to 10 games. They've got to have time. It's like with Porro. Porro had a disastrous debut, but it was 1 game, right? And unless we see him play, we're never going to know how good he can be. Philly, big up, my man. How are you? I said, I've been out all day for incompetence. Levy just paid himself $500,000. Yeah, shocking. Kudos said, Sav, most people who mention minerals and mud are doing it in jest. Yeah, I'm old. Kudos, I'm old. I'm sorry, I am old. Yeah, I think you're talking about Ndombele, that one. Just not a professional for me. Not a good model professional. Scott said, I remember when Gazza went Lazio. That's way back. Yeah. I mean, listen, the Lazio fans loved him as well. He was just class. He was so good at football, that man. Steve said, if we had a quality midfielder that could if we had a quality midfielder that could command the mid and create space, the centre-back issue wouldn't be what everyone is clamouring for, mate. I agree with that as well. As much as we talk about how bad our centre-backs are, I don't think we've got midfielders that can hold on to the ball, that can keep the ball and take some of the pressure off the defence. So, look, for me, there's many issues with this club. It's not just the centre-backs. Vishal, thank you. I get it. Blackpool in 90. Was it Blackpool, Johnny? Are you saying that's who we played in the 3rd round? Hang on, I'm going to Google this. When did Tottenham beat Marlow? Am I making this up? Tottenham v Marlow. Hang on, Tottenham v Marlow. Ticket. No, I don't want tickets. Where are we? Tottenham v Marlow. Oh, okay. Maybe it wasn't the year we won it. So I've got an independent article here that says Spurs. Here we go. Spurs polish off Marlow with finesse. Marlow won, Tottenham Hotspur 5. Played at White Hart Lane. God, yeah. Okay, I've got my years mixed up. God, I'm getting old. I'm getting way too old. I'm mixing up everything today. Phil said, when is the fan show? Savva, we'll do a fan show tomorrow. That's no problem at all. Mike Walters said, Bissouma would motor in a possession side with a bit more freedom. I truly believe this as well. I do think he's been managed poorly so far, if I'm really, really honest. Someone that Maddison is now out of reach. Still think James Ward-Prowse would be a catch. We need midfielders who can get us going forward and break teams down. Too many midfield destroyers. I agree with that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind James Ward-Prowse. And what he gives you is 10 to 15 free kicks a season that go in, right? Young Plays Footballer said, I just saw that poll. If Eric Dyer extends, he'll be up for a testimonial in 2023. Shocking. Vishal says, Savva, your thoughts on Paul Merson? Recently saw an Arsenal documentary. He was exceptional. Oh, top player. Paul Merson, yeah, for all his connections with Arsenal, what a footballer Paul Merson was. Again, a maverick. A guy who could play in that pocket. A guy who liked the ball to feet, could turn, slip the forwards in, beat a man. Very good player. I'm sure anyone else will tell you that of an age, if they're my age. Victor Wanyama knees were non-existent, and that was his downfall. Yeah, it could be the same with Bentancur. That is disrespectful to Gary Lineker. I can't remember what did we talk about Gary Lineker. I can't remember. Divish Aurora said you need a centre back. Can have Maguire for free. Please take him. Yeah, I don't want Maguire or McTominay, my friend. I really, really don't. Please keep smashing that subscribe button. Smash the like button. We are 17 likes away from the 100. So if you haven't, please do that. Yes. That free kick was phenomenal. The goal against Arsenal at Wembley in the semi-final. That was a great year. Good cup run. Yeah, that was really, really good. Vishal said, I remember when Bale had some kind of record with Spurs, losing every time he started. Yeah, wasn't that like 25 or 30 games or something in a row that he played and we didn't win any time he played? That was crazy. Look, not all players are going to come good. Not all are going to be bad. You know, it's. I just think we do judge people very quickly, very, very quickly. And mostly it's because of price tags, which aren't their fault. Gaza going to Lazio is why we had Italian football. For that, I'm great. Yeah, it was that era. Gaza went out there and we had, do you remember the old goal Lazio? Wasn't it with that, what's his name? James, can't remember. James, whoever it was, he used to sit at the coffee table, didn't he? He used to sit in the little cafe with all the newspapers and his little cappuccino. Remember that? That was the era when Italian football was the best. That era of Italian football was sensational. Big up, Noah. Hope you are well. Steve saying, remember Bale being unveiled at Madrid and he tried to do keep-ups and lost control after 3. Yeah, interesting that. Mark said, 91 ain't way back. I was 21. Just come out of hospital with type 1 diabetes. Yeah, Mark, listen, wow. Yeah, that makes you even older than me. Hang on. So if you were 21 in 91, I would have been 10. So, okay, I know how old you are now. And yeah, the guy in your picture, what would we do for a Gary Mabbott at centre-half right now, Mark? Again, another one for some of the younger fans. Go and watch some videos of Gary Mabbott, top defender, who, if I'm not wrong, Mark, let me know. I'm pretty sure, didn't he start in defensive midfield for... Is it Coventry? Is it Coventry where we got Mabbott from? Or have I got that wrong? Someone like that. Just let me know. King of the Indies has said, wait, Merson was a pocket player. Who would have thought? Honestly, Merson was a very good player. Philly saying 91 and Gaza carrying Spurs to the FA Cup. Yeah, just class. Just I can't say it enough. Steve D saying, I'm old enough to remember Jan Molby. Jan Molby. What a cultured football player Jan Molby was. If you know, you know. That man couldn't get around the pitch at all. Right? He looked way too big to be a pro footballer, but lovely touch, lovely pass. Very good midfielder. That's it. Yeah, sorry. Bristol Rovers. I don't know why. You know why? Didn't he? I think I'm getting mixed. I think it wasn't it in 87. Didn't he score and have a goal disallowed or something, or an own goal against Coventry in a cup final? Yeah, I think so. I'm getting everything mixed up, all my dates and everything today. King of the Indies says Maguire is the type of signing Spurs would make after failing to sign Vardiol. Yeah, you can imagine them saying, well, we tried, but we got this guy instead. Bone Stark, because it smells like Levy, giving players new contracts when there is so much uncertainty at the club with the manager. The club is run poorly. Yeah. Which is why I've said all along, there is no point Conte being here. I've said it all along. Harry Kane, for me, will get us fourth. And then people will turn around and say that we're going in the right direction. And we've been doing this for years and years and years. We beat Margate in the FA Cup. The score was 9-1 there. And I think Chivers got a few. God, Chivers, he scored a few goals for Spurs, didn't he, back in the day? That was even before I was alive. James Richardson, that was his name. Yeah, James Richardson. I don't know why we're saying Klinsmann, but yeah. Okay, what was that in regards to, Daniel? Klinsmann was a top player. Very, very good centre forward. Yeah, Bristol Rovers, yeah. Cyril Knowles, Spurs and Darlow legend. Yeah, Cyril, good old Cyril. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Absolutely sorry. Yeah, I got that wrong. That's it. He scored the own goal in the 87 Cup final. Yeah, that's it. I remember I was just a wee lad at that age. See you tonight, Jacob. Visual said, I may be wrong, but Savva, you always wear dark clothes. That's very perceptive of you. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What am I hiding? Why do I do that? What do you think that means? It means I'm never happy with my life and I wear dark clothes. The Park Lane Ninja said that early 90s era of Italian football, that Milan side, the three Dutchmen, unreal. Yeah, and the three Dutchmen that is being referred to here, tell me if I'm wrong, is Van Basten, Hullet and Rijkaard. And wow. When we're looking at players, see, where are those players in the world now? Where are your Van Bastens? Where are your Hullets? Where are your Rijkaards? Where are all those players from that early 90s Italian era? Where have they gone? That league was sensational, wasn't it? Inter Milan, AC Milan, Lazio was strong, Fiorentina, even Udinese with Oliver Bierhoff. Who remembers him? You had Sampdoria. I think Daniela Dicchio went there, didn't he, from QPR? And Platt went there, and Ince. Did Ince go to Sampdoria? No, Ince went to Inter, right? Yeah. Just some great teams at that time. Kudos, Henry Wright at centre back. What's the worst can happen? Yeah, listen. I'll message Henry now and let him know. I don't know. Are you just chucking random Spurs strikers from the past into the chat? Is that what's going on here, Daniel Cena? Peter McCormack has said, Savva, who is your favourite from Sheringham, Keane and Defoe? I loved all three, but Sheringham, class. I mean, anyone who was old enough to remember Sheringham, underrated for me. Both Shearer and Klinsmann have both publicly said he was the best centre forward they ever played with. What does that tell you? Someone here has said, I still remember John Pratt. Bill has said, stop wearing dark clothes, Savva, for the love of God. Anthony Rose said, Savva, do you remember Sergei Rebrov? Of course I remember Sergei Rebrov. Yeah, it didn't quite work for him, did it? It didn't quite work for him here. Yeah, shame. That King tackle against Robben, watched it again the other day. Wow, yeah, we are good. Imagine we had a centre back like that now. A bottle of beer who has too much to say, don't. A bottle of beer who has too much to say, don't like you, Savva. I don't know what that means. Sorry, John, I don't understand. A bottle of beer who has too much to say, don't like you, Savva. Okay. Des Walker went to Sampdoria. Yes, Des Walker. Jesus. Roberto Mancini. This guy. Oh, Batistuta was a phenomenal goal scorer. Let's have a look. Gabriel Batistuta. Batistuta. He was just sensational for Argentina and for Fiorentina. I think he played for Roma as well. Gabriel Batistuta. Let's see. In his career, Gabriel Batistuta. Oh, just phenomenal. He scored over 20 goals for 8 seasons in a row. Just a phenomenal goal scorer. Really, really good player. Played for Boca, River Plate, Fiorentina, Roma, Inter Milan, and got 56 goals in 78 games for Argentina. Top player, really, really top player. Let's have a look. I'm going to end the show in 5 minutes, just to let you know. So I hope you've all enjoyed the show. I will be live later on tonight with United Spurs of America at 10:45. That's on Jacob's channel, so please get over there and support that. HJ Dier says Sheringham was like Kane before Kane with the dropping deep and setting up the strike partners. He truly was a very clever footballer, Teddy Sheringham, a very clever player. Correct. I would love this. Can you imagine? They could both drop and both go foot. It'd be sensational. Absolutely sensational. Please smash the like button. Please smash the subscribe button. We're slowly but surely creeping up to the 3.5K. So if you can help me do that, that would be great. Redemption said, I wear dark clothes like Savva and hate my life also. Okay, good. I like this, that I hate my life. I don't know. I love it. The White Rooster said Palmer with Dino Baggio and later Hernan Crespo. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Big up. Really appreciated. Saying Savva, love the channel. Keep up the good work. Will do, my man. Van Basten at Milan. Yeah, absolutely sensational player. Batty goal. Yeah, absolutely. Ruben Sosa. I mean, some of these players, where have they gone? The quality just isn't there. But look, guys and girls, I am going to end the show there. So thank you very much. Please please subscribe, and please join me next week for the 24-hour Syria and Turkey earthquake appeal charity stream. Thank you very much. Really enjoyed it. See you all later. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.